Hope y'all are ready, because we're bringing in the... Oh, you know what? I gotta ask. Hey, Pam? Oh, shit. Probably gonna go watch that shit. Yeah. You fucking nigger. I'm gonna slice this goddamn nigger. I'm gonna kill you. Goddamn nigger. Oh, this shit. I remember this shit now. We are definitely not doing this shit. God damn you. And I mean it from the bottom of my heart. I just called to say I love you.
Speed takes on a new kind of challenge against Daniel Labelle. One known for chaos, the other for control. But who comes out on top? From high-speed sprints to mind-blowing coordination. It's intense. This wasn't just for laughs. They both pushed limits. Speed versus Labelle. Who would you bet on? Here, you count on me, and let's do this race. I show Speed takes on a new kind of challenge against Daniel Labelle. One known.
What? What? Chris Pratt's birthday. Happy birthday, Chris Pratt. Happy birthday. Mm-hmm. You motherfuckers. Motherfuckers. Okay. Four, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yesterday to celebrate. No chocolate covered candy hearts to give away. Oh, that song. I just called to say I love you. I just called to say how much I care. I do. What?
Our objective was the destruction of Iran's nuclear enrichment capacity and a stop to the nuclear threat posed by the world's #1 state sponsor of terror. Tonight I can report to the world that the strikes were a spectacular military success. Iran's key nuclear enrichment facilities have been completely and totally obliterated. Iran, the bully of the Middle East, must now make peace. If they do not, future attacks will be far greater and a lot easier. For 40 years, Iran has been saying death to America, death to Israel. They have been killing our people, blowing off their arms, blowing off their legs with roadside bombs. That was their specialty. We lost over 1,000 people, and hundreds of thousands throughout the Middle East and around the world have died as a direct result of their hate. In particular, so many were killed by their general, Qasem Soleimani. I decided a long time ago that I would not let this happen. It will not continue. I want to thank and congratulate Prime Minister Bibi Netanyahu. We worked as a team like perhaps no team has ever worked before.
God damn.
And we've gone a long way to erasing this horrible threat to Israel. I want to thank the Israeli military for the wonderful job they've done. And most importantly, I want to congratulate the great American patriots who flew those magnificent machines tonight, and all of the United States military on an operation the likes of which the world has not seen in many, many decades. Hopefully we will no longer need their services in this capacity. I hope that's so. I also want to congratulate the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, General Dan Kane, spectacular general, and all of the brilliant military minds involved in this attack. With all of that being said, this cannot continue. There will be either peace or there will be tragedy for Iran far greater than we have witnessed over the last 8 days. Remember, there are many targets left.
Oh my God, what's going on?
Tonight's was the most...
I'll be writing no weird shit on here. I'll be writing no weird shit on. We're gonna see how well this does. What? So we just got to bombing. What? The fuck?
I was just wondering if you could do me a favor. If you could maybe run my name, see if I got a warrant.
Can't do that.
Why not?
We don't. You think you got a warrant? Go downtown.
I'm pretty sure I've been on the run for probably like 6 months.
I think you approached me several weeks ago and you asked me the same thing. I told you.
Did I?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Why don't you go down to police headquarters?
Okay.
And then go to the desk and see if you got a warrant. If you got a warrant, they'll go ahead and place you under arrest and get you out of there.
Yeah, get it taken care of.
Right.
All right. Would it be a big deal if I just kept being free for a little longer?
Well, I've given you advice now twice. Go down to police headquarters and take care of your warrant if you got a warrant.
Okay.
But we don't just tell people, yeah, you got a warrant. No, you don't got a warrant.
I got you.
Right.
I'll probably just go home though.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, man. Love you.
No, we're not doing that shit. Get out of here. Idiot.
This is an incredible moment in this guy's career. I can't even imagine what his opponent is thinking at this very instant. Around 10 minutes ago, Anthony Joshua, with an unbeaten record of 22 wins, had knocked Andy Ruiz down with a powerful punch. Ruiz, covered in flab, slumped to the ground. Even though everyone thought he'd lost, he believed in himself. Joshua, eager to finish the fight, launched a fierce attack, but neglected his defense. After successfully dodging Joshua's right hook, Ruiz threw his own left hook, and Joshua collapsed like a toy with its batteries removed.
Counter! Ruiz counters and Joshua's down!
But this was just the beginning of the undefeated champion's nightmare. At this moment, Ruiz was like a shark smelling blood, fearlessly charging towards Joshua and unleashing a breathtakingly fierce assault. Every undefeated boxing champion seems invincible until they're defeated, and Anthony Joshua was no exception. This boxing upset was on par with Tyson's loss to Douglas back in the day. This is an incredible moment.
Probably gonna get rid of the fish add-on. More than a friend. Get the fuck over there, you dumb nigger. What a cunt. Fucking nigger cunt. Goddamn electronics. Say attacks the U.S. war with Iran.
My name is Marcus. 3 years ago, I made a decision that still haunts me every single night. I was working the graveyard shift at a mansion in the Hollywood Hills when I witnessed something that defied every rational explanation I had for how the world works. What I saw in those underground tunnels, what I heard echoing through chambers that shouldn't exist, what I documented with my own hands, the FBI still won't talk about it publicly. They can't. But I can. And I'm about to show you evidence that even they can't ignore or explain away. Before we begin, I need to make something absolutely clear.
I'm gonna kill Mojo
What you're
and gonna
about
knock
to
this
hear
shit off.
is based on my personal experiences, recreated here to protect identities, and of avoid legal complications that could bury the story forever. My real name isn't Marcus, and certain details have been altered to protect sources, but everything I'm telling you happened exactly as I remember it. Every word, every image, every terrifying moment is burned into my memory with perfect clarity. I've been in private security for 15 years. Started in corporate security for Fortune 500 companies, moved into executive protection, then eventually celebrity and high net worth individual security. I've worked for A-list actors, tech billionaires, foreign dignitaries, people whose names you'd recognize instantly if I could say them. I thought I'd seen everything the wealthy and powerful could throw at me. The affairs, the drug problems, the financial crimes, the family dysfunction, none of it surprised me anymore. But this job, this particular
I'm gonna
assignment,
slit these
was
motherfuckers'
different from
throats.
the very beginning.
God
I had
damn
all the
you,
credentials
Emojing.
anyone
God
could
damn
want.
you.
Government clearances from my military service, impeccable references from previous clients, a spotless record with no red flags anywhere in my background. I was the kind of security professional that elite families trusted with their deepest secrets. So when the call came on a Tuesday afternoon in March 2015, I initially thought it was just another high-paying, low-stress assignment. The recruitment process was unlike anything I'd experienced. No formal interview, no meet and greet with the client, just an extensive background check that went deeper than anything I'd seen before. They had investigators contact people from my childhood, former teachers, ex-girlfriends from college. Then came the paperwork, 3 separate non-disclosure agreements, each one thicker and more comprehensive than the last. The first covered basic confidentiality. The second included clauses about unusual activities and unconventional business practices. And the third was so heavily legalized that I had to hire my own attorney just to understand what I was signing. The pay was triple my usual rate, but the working conditions were immediately concerning. No personal phones allowed on the property. No questions about what I observed during my shifts. And absolute discretion about the client's activities, guests, or business affairs.
This is stupid. What
The
the
contract
fuck?
specifically stated
I'm
that
gonna
I was
slit
to
your
consider
fucking
myself
throats.
blind and deaf to anything that didn't directly relate
I'm
to
gonna cut their
perimeter
goddamn
security.
throats.
I should have walked away
Goddamn
right then.
cocksuckers.
The money was incredible, but my gut was telling me something was seriously wrong with this arrangement. The mansion itself was a testament to wealth beyond imagination. 40,000 square feet spread across what appeared to be 3 levels, sitting on 12 acres of perfectly manicured grounds in the most exclusive part of the Hollywood Hills. But during my initial orientation walkthrough, I noticed something that didn't make architectural sense. The service elevator, which I was told was for maintenance and catering staff only, had button panels for levels that didn't match the building's exterior structure. I could see clearly from outside that this was a 3-story mansion with a basement level, but the elevator buttons went much deeper, B1, B2, B3, all the way down to B7. When I asked my supervisor about the discrepancy, he gave me a look that could have frozen hell over and said, "Marcus, you're paid extremely well to watch the perimeter and monitor the ground-level security systems. You're not paid to count floors or ask questions about architectural choices that are none of your business." The first real incident happened during my second week on the job. I was doing my routine 2 a.m. patrol when the motion sensors triggered in the east wing of the mansion, an area that had been explicitly marked as off-limits in my security briefing. My protocol was to investigate any sensor activation, but as I approached the restricted corridor, I heard something that made every hair on my body stand up. Chanting. Low, rhythmic, harmonious chanting in what sounded like multiple languages I didn't recognize. But underneath the voices was something even more unsettling, a deep, thrumming hum that seemed to be coming from somewhere far below the foundation of the house. The sound had a physical quality to it, like standing too close to massive subwoofers, except it felt more organic, more alive somehow.
Hold on, y'all.
I stood outside that corridor for nearly 10 minutes, trying to make sense of what I was hearing. The chanting would rise and fall in waves, sometimes accompanied by what sounded like bells or chimes, other times punctuated by long periods of complete silence that somehow felt even more ominous than the sounds themselves. Eventually, the motion sensors stopped triggering and everything went quiet. But I couldn't shake the feeling that something significant was happening in parts of that house I wasn't supposed to know about. That's when the late-night visitors started arriving with disturbing regularity. Black SUVs with heavily tinted windows always arriving after midnight. Always in convoys of 3 or 4
I'm gonna slit these
vehicles. I
motherfuckers'
was given
goddamn
specific
throats.
instructions to log
Swear to
them
you,
as
motherfuckers.
business associates and to provide them with unrestricted access to the property. But here's what bothered me. I never actually saw any faces. These weren't typical business associates or party guests. They moved with military precision, wore dark hooded clothing that obscured their features, and stayed for exactly 3 hours every single time. Not 2 hours and 50 minutes, not 3 hours and 10 minutes, exactly 3 hours, like they were following some kind of predetermined schedule or ritual timing. The most disturbing part was what happened to my security logs the morning after these visits. Entries I had made, detailed notes about arrival times, vehicle descriptions, and unusual observations would simply disappear from the digital system. They'd be replaced with routine patrol notes written in what appeared to be my own handwriting, describing quiet, uneventful nights with no visitor activity whatsoever. At first, I thought there might be a glitch in the security software, but when I started keeping handwritten backup logs, those disappeared too. Someone was entering my security office while I was off duty and systematically altering the record of what happened during those midnight gatherings. The implications of that level of access and organization were deeply unsettling. Everything changed the night I found the keycard. I was doing my usual equipment check when I discovered a plain black keycard taped to the underside of my security desk. No note, no explanation, no indication of who had left it there or when. But something about it felt significant, like it had been placed there specifically for me to find. I'd been observing the late-night visitors for weeks by then, and I'd noticed that one of them always stopped at the service elevator and entered a specific sequence on the keypad before swiping a similar-looking card. Curiosity got the better of my professional judgment, and during a quiet moment on my shift, I decided to test whether my mysterious keycard would work. The sequence was burned into my memory from watching. 77319, then swiped the card. The elevator doors opened immediately, which was strange because that elevator was supposedly restricted to maintenance personnel during daylight hours only. But when I stepped inside and pressed B1, something incredible happened. The elevator didn't stop at B1. It kept descending, floor after floor, deeper into the earth than should have been possible. B1, B2, B3, B4, B5, B6, and finally B7. 7 levels below ground beneath a mansion that from the outside appeared to have only a single basement level. The engineering required to construct something like this without permits or public records would have been extraordinary, not to mention the cost and logistical complexity of hiding such a massive underground structure. When the elevator doors opened on B7, I stepped into a world that seemed to exist outside of normal reality. The temperature immediately dropped
nigger.
at least 20 degrees.
You stupid
And the
niggers.
air
I'm gonna
had a
kill
different
you.
quality to it, thicker, more humid.
Fucking niggers.
With an underlying scent I couldn't identify, but that made me slightly nauseous. The hallway stretched further than my flashlight beam could reach, lined with heavy soundproof doors that looked like they belonged in a recording studio or laboratory. But these weren't modern construction materials. The walls were hewn stone, rough cut and ancient looking. Nothing like the sleek contemporary architecture of the mansion above. This felt old, much older than the house, like it had been carved out of the hillside decades or even centuries ago, and the modern mansion had simply been built on top of it. As I walked down that seemingly endless corridor, I noticed symbols carved into the stone at regular intervals. Not graffiti or decorative elements, but precise, deliberate markings that looked like they might be some form of written language or ceremonial notation. I tried to photograph them with the small camera I always carried, but the images came out completely black, as if the stone itself was absorbing light. At the end of the hallway was a set of massive double doors, easily 12 feet tall, and made of what looked like polished black wood inlaid with more of those mysterious symbols. There was no handle or obvious opening mechanism, but as I approached, I could hear the familiar sound of chanting coming from the other side, much clearer and more intense than I'd ever heard from the upper levels. I found a small gap between the doors where the seal wasn't perfect, and through it, I witnessed something that changed my understanding of power, influence, and the hidden structures that really control our society. The chamber beyond was circular with a domed ceiling, much larger than should have fit within the footprint of the property above. It was lit entirely by hundreds of candles, arranged in precise geometric patterns across the floor and on ledges carved into the stone walls. There were approximately 30 people arranged in a perfect circle around a large metal table in the center of the room. All wore identical ceremonial robes, not costume party robes, but clearly ancient, well-made garments that looked like they'd been used for this purpose many times before. Their faces were visible, and while I recognized several of them as prominent figures in entertainment, politics, and business, I won't name them here for obvious legal reasons. The metal table was covered with documents and charts, and what appeared to be a very old manuscript, bound in leather and written in the same symbolic language I'd seen carved into the corridor wall. They were reading from this manuscript in unison, their voices creating complex harmonies that seemed to resonate through the stone chamber itself. The acoustic properties of the room were extraordinary. Every word was crystal clear despite the size of the space. I want to be absolutely clear about what I observed. I saw no violence, no one was harmed or threatened, and there was nothing explicitly illegal happening. But the energy in that room was unlike anything I'd ever experienced. There was an intensity, a sense of profound focus and shared purpose that felt almost electric. These weren't people playing dress-up or engaging in some wealthy eccentric's elaborate party thing. This was serious, organized, and clearly part of an ongoing tradition with deep historical roots. As I watched through that narrow gap, trying to understand what I was witnessing, one of the pages from their manuscript fell from the table and drifted toward the door. Without thinking, driven by an investigative instinct that had served me well in security work, I reached through the gap and grabbed the page. That's when one of the robed figures looked directly at me. Not toward the door, not in my general direction, but directly into my eyes with a gaze that felt like it was looking through me and into my soul. The chanting stopped immediately, and in the sudden silence I could hear my own heartbeat thundering in my ears. I ran. I've never run from anything in my professional life, but something about that direct eye contact triggered every survival instinct I had. I sprinted back down that stone corridor, clutching the manuscript page, frantically pressing the elevator call button and praying it would arrive before whoever was behind me reached the hallway. The elevator ride back to ground level felt like it took forever, and when I finally reached my security office, I was shaking so badly I could barely write up an incident report. Not that it would have mattered, any official report would have disappeared by morning just like all the others, but I still had the manuscript page, and that piece of evidence changed everything. I've had it analyzed by experts in ancient languages, historical documents, and forensic paper analysis. The parchment is genuinely old. Carbon dating suggests it's over 200 years old, and the ink shows characteristics consistent with traditional manuscript preparation techniques from the 18th or early 19th century. The text itself is written in a combination of Latin, ancient Greek, and symbols that don't match any known alphabetic system. The portions that have been translated reference temporal influences, societal architectural modifications, and the implementation of predetermined outcomes through coordinated action. It reads like instructions for some kind of large-scale social engineering project. I called the FBI tip line the next morning. I expected skepticism, maybe even dismissal, but the agent who took my call became very interested very quickly when I mentioned specific details about the property and some of the individuals I'd recognized. Within 48 hours, I was sitting in a federal building being interviewed by agents whose names I was told I couldn't know. They took the manuscript page, photographed every page of my handwritten notes, and asked detailed questions about the layout of the underground chambers, the security systems I'd observed, and the timing of the gatherings I'd witnessed. They seemed particularly interested in the architectural anomalies, how such an extensive underground structure could exist without appearing in any public building records or permit databases. 3 weeks later, I was contacted by the same federal agents and told that a raid had been conducted on the property as part of Operation Nightfall, a classified investigation into organized influence networks operating in major metropolitan areas. They couldn't tell me what they'd found, but they strongly suggested that I might want to consider relocating and changing careers for my own safety. The official story, according to the limited media coverage, was that federal agents had executed search warrants at several high-profile properties as part of an ongoing investigation into financial crimes and tax evasion. No arrests were made, no charges were filed, and within a few months, the story disappeared completely from news coverage. But here's what I know happened behind the scenes. Sources within federal law enforcement, people I can't name without putting them at risk, have told me that the raid recovered extensive documentation of what appears to be a coordinated network spanning entertainment, politics, finance, and media. The evidence suggested systematic efforts to influence public opinion, manipulate market conditions, and coordinate
don't be doing
policy
this shit.
decisions across multiple industries and government levels. However, the investigation was shut down after 6 months due to what was officially described as
You fucking nigger. Gonna slit your goddamn nigger throat, faggots.
I've been told that
I'm gonna kill these
pressure
cocksuckers in their offices.
made it impossible to pursue the case further. Too many powerful people, too many interconnected
we're not doing this
interests,
shit.
too much potential for collateral damage to institutional stability. The manuscript page I'd recovered was classified and sealed under national security provisions. My testimony was classified. The entire investigation file was sealed for a minimum of 50 years, ensuring that none of the evidence it helped provide would see public scrutiny within the lifetimes of most of the people involved. I've been living with the psychological aftermath of these experiences for 3 years now. I have recurring nightmares about that stone corridor, about the direct eye contact with the rogue figure, about the implications of what I witnessed. I've been in therapy. I've relocated twice. And I've completely changed careers to get away from any connection to private security or the entertainment industry. But I can't let this story die in classified files and sealed investigations. The American people deserve to know that there are organized groups of extremely powerful individuals making coordinated decisions that affect all of our lives, operating in secret, following traditions and protocols that most of us can't even imagine. I still have copies of some of my handwritten notes, photographs of the symbols I saw carved into those stone walls, and detailed floor plans I drew from memory of the underground chambers. I verified that similar architectural anomalies exist at other high-profile properties in Los Angeles, New York, and Washington, D.C., suggesting that what I witnessed wasn't an isolated incident, but part of a much larger network of hidden meeting spaces and coordinated activities. If you have information about similar experiences, if you've witnessed things that don't make sense in the official narratives we're given about how power really works in this country, I want to hear from you. If you're in law enforcement or journalism and you're willing to investigate these connections further, I have evidence that could help you understand the scope of what we're really dealing with. The truth is out there, hidden in plain sight, meeting in chambers beneath our feet while we go about our daily lives, never suspecting that the decisions shaping our world are being made by people whose faces we'd recognize, but whose real agendas remain completely invisible to public scrutiny. I was just a security guard doing my job, but what I witnessed has convinced me that everything we think we know about power, influence, and control in America is fundamentally incomplete. There are older systems, deeper networks, and more coordinated efforts than most people are prepared to believe. And somewhere in the classified file that won't be open for 50 years, there's evidence that could change how we understand everything.
My notes. Only that I made an Iron Saber, so I'm just hoping I made armor, okay?
You fucking idiots. God.
Wait, I wanted to kill every single one of these things. Killed it. Oh, go for it.
You guys are some dumb niggers.
You guys need to attack. What are you doing?
Okay, so...
Get it. Come on. Get it. Someone down here. Come on, get it.
Oh, they've got them all.
I had regained control of at least a small section of the park. I looked at my wolves, and I headed inside. There's raptors here last time. The raptor's there. The raptor's here. Get ready, dogs. Go get it! Here we go. Get the raptor. This one, it just ran into the wall. That's... Why are you... What are you doing?
That dog's climbing up on the top.
Coming at me, it's coming at me, it's coming at me.
Yeah.
Oh! Come on, dogs! Get it! Come on, get it! Attack! Take it down! Oh, Jesus! Kill the raptor! Oh! Raptor's fighting the dogs. Wolf is slain by Velociraptor, that's one. Oh! Oh no, another wolf! Another wolf! Here we go, raptor down. Get this place lit up. You guys did it. I cleared out the main area and I started to go to the
Stupid
power
nigger.
back online.
I killed
Just
these
like turning
cunts.
lights on. It wasn't that complicated. I wrote down in my notes, like, quote, had to get the power back online in Jurassic Park. Dangerous mission. Raptors everywhere. Risk my life. No! I just clicked the switch. Relax. Anyways, this place was cool. It was big. Tons of rooms and an underground labs and all sorts of... It was nice. But I didn't want to be here after dark, so I went home. Day 18. I was out getting seeds and I had not one, not two, but three. Yes. Yes, 3 creepers explode on me. Oh! Oh! Oh my god! Oh my god! What is going on with these creepers? I was still working on the compound and, yeah, I really did not like the look of this thing. I spent day 19 mining because I needed more resources. I upgraded my shield to an iron tower shield, which is not bad, you know? Beautiful iron shield. I always struggle with enchanting. I wait way too long to make books, so this time I was going to get on it right away. So I left the compound in search of sugarcane. Earlier, I had seen a swamp, so I thought that might be a good place to look. On my way, I was attacked by 2 raptors. I killed both of them, but I saw something rather concerning. Oh! Yeah, another dupless... Whatever these stupid things. Oh, man, here we go.
God damn, get over there.
Oh, he's going for the cow. This man made me very, very angry. I swear to God, these things were haunting me at this point. Why are they still here? I'm almost certain I disabled spawning for them altogether, but yet they were still here, not extinct. This man should not have been here. Anyways, I made a boat and went into the swamp. He found nothing. Nothing at all. So eventually I left, and luckily I found some bamboo or whatever, sugarcane, whatever it's called, on the north shore. It wasn't much, but it
Slit
was
your
enough for me to
goddamn
start a
throats.
farm. Then I was attacked by micro raptors. Oh my god, there's so many of them. They're all over this beach. Ah! Oh, still going.
I had to ask, hold on. Jurassic World video game release date. Jurassic Park games are coming out? Fucking niggers. How many Jurassic Park games? Stupid nigger. How many Jurassic Park games are coming out? These guys are cocksuckers, dude. I swear to you. I'm gonna slit their motherfucking goddamn throats. Jurassic Park Survival release date. Jurassic Park Survival cast. I'll do this shit later, niggers. Slit your fucking throats. I want to cut their throats so goddamn bad. I waste my goddamn time.
You just can't catch a break here. The next day, I was fed up. I was tired of the goddamn Dilophosaurus on the island. I was also getting tired of trying to spell Dilophosaurus. These things are... God, I hate these things. Okay, what was I doing that day? It looks like I didn't like the way my house looked. Yeah, it's gonna be wood around the trim. Just like this giant...
Guys behind me.
I decided to play. What am I? I can't even think. I'm pissed off at these things again. I tried to make the watchtower look good. Does this look good? Does it look bad? I don't know. I'm not thinking about that. I'm thinking of the stupid Dilophosaurus.
Can't do
This
that.
doesn't look good. All
Not even God can do that.
Field full of chickens. This is not looking good at all. I went out the next day and planted my bamboo by the river. I also had to kill 2 raptors, and at this point, you know what? I was starting to get worried about the raptor population now. It's making a man very nervous. There's a lot of these around now. But I made it home okay, and I started a farm. On day 23, I was faced with a problem that I had been running from. Infinite water. If you watched any of my videos, you know that I cannot figure out how to make infinite water source. I've been playing Minecraft for a year now. It just doesn't work for me. So I tried it one last time to see if I can make it work. I can make an infinite water source, can I? I don't have to do so many tricks. Okay, once again, I try to make the infinite water source. One here, and one there. It doesn't work. I'm gonna learn how to make the infinite water source right now. And then I eventually just did what I should have done a year ago. I went on YouTube and figured it out. I should have done that much longer ago. I can't figure it out. Jeez, wow. So the next day, I had a decent farm set up. I had seeds, but I realized that I didn't want to just grow wheat. I wanted something else on the other side of the farm. And I thought, you know what, I might be able to find something in the visitor center. So I climbed onto the roof and found a door to one of these upstairs rooms, and I went in, and look at this. I found a ton of chests. One of them was absolutely loaded with flint, which was perfect. And another with books. That's great. Oh my god, books. On day 25, I was a man collecting eggs. Love doing this. But more importantly, I was back in the visitor center clearing it out, looking for more stuff. I had not entered the kitchen yet, and when I did, yeah, it wasn't for a surprise. There were raptors in it. A couple of them.
You stupid niggers. You guys are dumb.
Okay, we got raptors in there. They're in there. I killed them and looted the kitchen. There was a ton, and I mean a ton of food in there. Better yet, there was this hole in the ground. I jumped in it, and wow, glad I did, because when I got down there in the back room, there were a ton of iron blocks. I'll be honest, I was very tempted to take all of these, but I did not. So it felt like I would be cheating since they're part of the building. So I just took one, right? One of these. The next day I came back and continued going through the building. I explored more of the basement. Let me tell you, it was spooky down there, my mans. Very spooky. There's like a dirty swamp down there. So I had to get the lights on right away. And I found this room. Look what was in here. Look at all this stuff. Look at this wool. Was in here. Look at all this stuff. Look at this wool. No security. That's there's so much stuff here. A block of diamond. Oh my god. Fences, signs, everything. Oh my god, we're gonna be so sad. No security fence. Oh. Block of diamond. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. There's so much good stuff. I gotta figure out how to get out of here though. Oh my god, Jesus Christ. Get up. Boys. God damn, it's scary. I lost track of time, so I had to make it home after dark, and wow, it was a goddamn bloodbath leaving that place. My sword broke, and I had to fight a bunch of creepers and zombies. And as I ran home, I was attacked by another Dilophosaurus. Oh my god. Oh my god. No. No! I can't see. I don't know where I'm going. Oh my god, there's another one. Oh, what the? Why is your chicken in here? Steal my chickens! Oh my god. By the next day, the Dilophosaurus were back in full force. I don't know what, but I was being overrun again. I had no control over these things. They're back. On my way back to the visitor center, one of my wolves was killed by one. Oh my god, they're still there. Wolf was slain. I found some pumpkin seeds in the visitor center, which was great because I was going to need these later on. But when I was coming home, I was chased by another goddamn Dilophosaurus. Oh my god, there's 2 of them. There's 3 of them chasing me. Oh my god, spit it out. Oh my god, they're spit. They're coming. They're coming. Oh. Inside. Oh my god. Oh.
Holy shit.
These guys were surrounding my base. They were trying to get in. Look how many there were. Why are these things here? Look at this. Why are these things back? I disabled spawning for these things, but life finds a way, I guess. They're surrounding the base. Oh! I gotta get down. Okay. Yeah, they're surrounding the base now.
What's up, done enough, that girl?
Look, there's two of them outside the door there. Another one there. One there. Two there. How are they back? I had enough. So I walked out of my base and started fighting these things. I killed as many as I could. I wanted these things gone. And once I felt like I had killed enough of them, I relaxed and I started planting my seeds. Until I heard another. Things are going nuts, man. Hear how loud it is out here? There's a dead dinosaur just sitting on the front. Yeah, you lizard eat it. They're trying to eat my chickens!
You guys are stupid niggers. I'm gonna slice their goddamn throats. No, nigger. I'm gonna cut your fucking throat.
I need to do something about this. I was losing control of not only Jurassic Park, but the mod pack itself. It wasn't obeying me. The next morning I was mad. These guys got into my chicken coop and killed chickens. Makes me mad if I'm being honest. Man killed all my chickens. I crafted a diamond pickaxe and went back into the mine to get obsidian. But I'm gonna be honest with you. I had a real tough time figuring out how to do that. I could not figure out where to
playing
drop
this
water
goddamn
on the lava.
cunt old game, nigger.
Too hard for me. I did get a couple obsidian though, I think. But on the bright side, I found one diamond underneath the lava. Pretty cool. I brought some lava up from the surface, but that only got me to 3 obsidian, and I needed 1 more. The next day, I went exploring in more caves to find lava, and I had no luck at all. Also, look at this! My sugar cane. It had not grown in the slightest bit. Yeah, I was a man having fun. Okay, day 30. I wanted more dinosaurs, and the mod I was using, Jurassic Craft, it just didn't have enough. So I swapped the mod for archaeology and fossils. This mod's great. It's got a ton of dinosaurs, but there's a catch. It does not do natural spawns, so I had to use custom spawner to try and force spawns. And look at this, it worked. Only drawback is that the Tyrannosaur doesn't look as great, and the Velociraptors are now anatomically correct. Little guys. Remember when I said that just hold on, there's gonna be a fix later? Yeah, there we go. Anyways, I was playing God and Jurassic Park now had a turn of events. But while I was reshuffling mods and stuff, something happened and my save got reverted back to day 28. And I'll spare you the details, but basically I just killed some stuff, got some XP, and got the last piece of the cool. Okay, back to day 30. I made the enchanting table, and I saw some weird fish. What is that thing? Look at it. Okay, I was tired of living in a dump. Look at this. It's all just chickens and pigs. These new dinosaurs were dangerous too. Like, look at this man right here, sitting on the beach. You don't want to get close to a thing like that. I also saw 2 carnivores hunting some other dinosaur just outside of my house. And then somehow a creeper got into my house and almost killed me. Okay. I was fed up on day 32. Too many close calls, so I made diamond legs. I don't know if that was the right call or not, but it was something that I was going to do because I was getting very close to dying multiple times. I also absolutely hated where I was living. I was done living in a dump. So I left, and I scoped out a new location for my new house. It wasn't far, but at least it wasn't, I don't know. I just felt better about this place. I read that building using this 5x5 system or something like that is generally a good way to get something that looks decent, so I decided to try it. When I started building, I was having a hard time choosing where I wanted the walls to be and where I wanted the house. And after a long day of doing that, I went home and just wow, look at the bed in my old house. So it was day 34 and things were chugging along. I was building my new house, and while the walls looked super similar to the old ones, I was confident I would get something decent here. And you know what? By day 35, I was already getting bored of building, so I thought, you know what, it's time to go explore more of the island. I knew that there was a small raptor paddock on the east side of the island that I wanted to check out. It might have some supplies that could help me keep safe while building, so I went after it. On the way, look at this. I saw a Spinosaurus. Oh! There he is! Spinosaurus. Oh, jumping. Ooh, look at that thing. Imagine something like that grabbing you and thrashing you around in a swamp and drowning you. Oh yeah, that'd be good. Love that. Yeah, so I found the paddock and ooh, there's another big boy in there. Let me tell you. Oh! Oh! Oh, there's a guy in it. Oh! Flipping through there. all the stuff, and I made my way home safely. The next day, I just worked on the house. That's it. It was starting to take shape. Day 37, that's a day. On my way back to the house, whoa, look at this. Got attacked by some sort of beast. Oh my god. What is this thing? Oh! Oh my god! Jesus! What are these things? Oh! Oh my god! Killed my wolf. What the hell was that thing? It just tossed me around like I was nothing. I don't think this is a dinosaur, by the way. I don't know why it's here. Speaking of that, the same day, look at this. There's mammoths walking around. Why is there mammoths here? Mammoths are not dinosaurs. I did not.
You stupid niggers.
But,
I'm gonna kill you, nigger Mojang.
I worked on the house the next day, and I got some windows up. Yeah, I was finally starting to understand how to build on this 5x5 system and what the house was gonna look like. I went back to the old house, and pumpkin had finally grown. Hell yeah! That makes me very, very happy to see that. Pumpkin, hell yeah. Hey, and my stuff's finally growing. Wow. Day 39, look at this. I killed a carnivore, because this man was getting way too close to my house.
I'm gonna slit these goddamn nigger honkies' throats. Faggot cunt.
I was really confident that I
Slit your goddamn
Hey, what do you call it when a stegosaurus walks into your house?
goddamn nigger.
Day 40, my man. Day 40.
I'm gonna kill these cocksuckers
There's a dinosaur.
in this goddamn house.
No, you should not be in here. This is not good. I'm never gonna get you out. Oh, no. I've got to live with a dinosaur now. I just worked on the house more, and I got my new tower started. Same idea as last time, just not bad. More house building on day 41, except I was running low on stone bricks, so I needed to mine. I set up the mine under the tower just as I had done before, but this time I found a big cave right away. After spending some time down there, I came up and put some bars on top of the wall. Oh, look at this. Oh, good. It's kind of like barbed wire. I like this a lot. When I woke up the next morning, I was chased by, look at this. You're going to be so happy, some of you, the new Velociraptor. Hey, hey, hey! Be back! Hey! Be back. I just worked on the house roof, but quickly realized that mobs could just walk right on the roof and then just drop down into my walled-off area, so this is something I had to figure out soon. Okay, by day 43, my sugarcane was still not growing. What the hell was going on here? So I moved it, and where did I move it to? I don't know, because I did not write down notes, so just hoping I put it somewhere good. Just working on the house more on day 44, alright? By day 45, the house, it was starting to look decent from the outside, and I was a happy man. The next day, I was attacked by another one of these bird-type things. Oh no, excuse me. Oh god, coming! Jesus, man, you gotta really be careful with these things. I worked on the roof, and I got super confused about how to make it look good. I also couldn't figure out how to make the gate look nice either. So the next day, I went to the visitor center for inspiration, and there wasn't much there besides this man, the Allosaur, that must have fallen into the basement. Poor guy. But that was the first night that I slept in the new house. Yeah, pretty good. I dug out the sides of the house and made sure that there was a nice overhang, so no spiders were getting in here. I also worked on the watchtower more. On day 49, I worked on the library. Nothing crazy. Day 50! Alright! Halfway there. The library looked terrible from the outside, so I decided to bury it under some dirt. The problem was that spiders and mobs can now just walk onto my roof again, so I had to come up with an idea, but that was interrupted when this man right here just decided to walk on my roof. Oh my god! Oh! Please don't walk on my house. Please don't walk on my house. Man is massive. Very close to walking on my house. Very, very, very close. Please do not. Oh! Don't walk into my house, okay? We're so close to doing that. Once again, I was back to the visitor center to steal stuff. This time it was glowstone lights. Hey, the following day, I finished burying the library, but you know what? It was kind of hard to do because of the big dinosaur standing on the roof. I also put glowstone blocks in the library. Kind of hard to do because of the big dinosaur standing on the roof. I also put glowstone blocks in the library, and it looked pretty nice. I dealt with the security problem. It's not perfect, and a spider can still get in, but a spider is better than a creeper, alright? I changed the position of the gate, and the gate, I did something with the gate. My notes aren't very clear here, okay? Oh yeah, I moved it, so I had to dig out all of this dirt space in front of it. A lot of digging. By day 53, I had the rest of it dug out, and I finally put up some torches around the perimeter. Hey, look at that! The place is actually starting to look like it belonged in Jurassic Park. I changed the front door of my house and made this little gated garden. I also even used a shovel to trample down the dirt or whatever and make it look more like it's... I don't know, I like this. I was planning on having a nice peaceful day 55 where I was just going to work on the tower, no problems, you know? But, almost died anyways. Right at the very top, I fell off. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god, Jesus. Going inside. That was, wow. On day 56, I remembered that I was growing bamboo and wanted to check on it. Still not growing, man. Like, it's still not
It's so
growing.
stupid that they did that shit,
I
fucking
needed water,
idiots.
so I went to the beach to get some, and wow. Thankfully, these two guys right here were snoozing. But on my way back, I was absolutely clobbered by this man right here. Oh! Whoa! Whoa! Oh! What the hell was that? Oh my god! What the hell just happened there? That guy clobbered me. Oh, he's coming back. Oh, what the... I realized that this was all pointless because I already had enough books to make all the bookshelves I needed, so this was just the waste of a day. Now that the bookshelves were made, I needed lapis, so I went back down to the mines. But you know what? I found diamonds, my mans. Not only that, but lava, so I made obsidian and lapis. Hell yeah. Day 58. I had the enchanting table all up and running, and look at this. Boom. 54 on my diamond pickaxe. Yeah, wow. It's incredible. It just deletes any block it touches. Fantastic. I used it to do more mining in it. Did not take long at all to find more diamonds. Yes. 12 of them. Can you believe that? And then 2 more shortly after. Wow. Felt like a very rich man. So the following day, I made a chest piece and a helmet. Started enchanting some stuff, and look at this. I got protection 4 on the chest. And then I used the remainder of the diamonds to make a diamond saber, and spent the rest of the day enchanting a bunch of random stuff. It was a good day. Okay, day 60. Yeah, I just worked on the tower more. It was mostly done, but there was a few more things that I had to do just to make sure that it was safe, so that I wasn't a man falling off, you know? But I was really liking how it looked. Perfect. That looks great.
Prison.
Yep. I like the way that's looking. The next day, I left the compound and I started to set up where I wanted to put another portal. And you know what? I'm going to be honest. I have no idea why I wanted to go to the Nether. I think I wanted Nether Wart, but I don't know. This was just a big waste of time. By day 62, it was done and I was ready to go in. Let's see what happens here. I have no idea.
You motherfuckers. I'm gonna pull my goddamn brains out. God, like, comment, subscribe. God